Well, hey, today we're going to be talking about how to get your virtual horns sounding real. Well, hey guys, this is Steve Collin from The Secrets to Music Success, and we're going to be talking about how to get your virtual horns or brass instruments to sound real. And so I don't know about you, but a lot of the time, when I'll use brass, it's like, and you're using those virtual instruments, it's very hard to try and make them sound like they just don't sound real. And these are 4 keys or 4 steps that you can do to make your brass sound just incredible. It just sounds amazing, and they're really cool little secrets. Once I found them out, I'm just like, it's night and day different. So let's dive straight into it. So number one is record 4 different instances of that let's just say contact or whatever the virtual instrument. So track 1, you have the first trumpet. Track 2, you have trumpet 2. Track 3, you have trombone 1. And then track 4, you have trombone 2. So let's just use that as a combination. So what you want to do is you can even do the same, maybe the same parts, or just play around with the different parts. And so what ends up happening is, because a lot of the virtual software and a lot of the virtual instruments, they have like algorithms inside them that make it kind of sound, it sounds, sometimes they have like what they call a round robin, where it kind of like it takes different articulations, and it kind of like it just makes it sound a little different. But if you've got all your 4 instruments on that one sound or that one algorithm, then it's putting that algorithm or that round robin over all four of them, and they just don't sound as big. And so when you record, let's just say it's a simple part, da 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 da, let's just say it's something like that. What you would actually do is, if you put that on the first trumpet, da 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 da, but then you don't copy and paste, you then go down and you do it again, da 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 da, on the second trumpet. Or maybe you want to do da 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 da, or maybe make some harmonies, of course. And then your trombones, da da no 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 no, whatever the range is. You do it 3 or 4 times, because what a lot of the time what happens in the sample packs in the virtual instruments is, there's a velocity. There's 127 different samples of that instrument. Now, if you're playing that instrument at, let's just just to make it simple, let's just say they're all at 100, da 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 da. So if that's what you're and they're all at 100, da 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 da. It's impossible for a professional musician to play the exact same volume every da 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 da, and it doesn't sound right. It's like da 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 da. So it's like the other trailing off notes, da 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 da. Maybe they would be a little softer, that first one, and then the da da, maybe they'll be a little louder. So go ahead, every single time you play it on your keyboard, or as you program the notes, make sure they're a little bit different, even if they're only 1, 2, 3, or 4, maybe even 5 degrees, like the velocity is a little higher. You'll find that it sounds different, and it sounds like another human being. It sounds like another player is in the room. It's a really cool trick. So do that with with your whole quartet of players. So that's your number one. So record 3 or 4 instances, depending, if it's how big a brass piece. But every single player is a new player. Don't just put them all in one box. It's kind of like if they were live, you just squashed them all together, and they're like, their shoulders are touching each other, and the horns are right there, and you get them play. No, they're separate players. And so, great. So number 2, which is a really, really, really cool little trick. I can't remember where I found out about this one. I learned this one, but it's a really cool one. I think it was from yeah, I won't. His name, I'll leave him nameless, but he's got like 13 or 14 different Grammys, and he said he'd use this trick back in the day, and It's really, really, really cool, and I've done it a handful of times, and it's really, really awesome. So go ahead with those brass, like you've recorded it and you've got them in there. Then go ahead and mute everything in your session except for those brass. And what you can actually do, you can do like a room mic. So you play them on your speakers, and then you set up a mic in the back of the room, and it's and go ahead and record it. And so what you actually end up with, and then put the recording back in your session, you've actually recorded air. And so the distance between the speaker and the microphone, you've captured some air, and it's an ambience. It's a sound of your room. It's the sound of realness, and that's what our ears are always used to. We're walking around the house, we're walking, we're in, at the mall or the shops or stores or whatever, and there's ambience, there's air. You can hear it. It's a feeling, it's a texture, and it's amazing when you do that. So in that case, you got those 4 instruments. You could do it twice. You could do set up two microphones in the room, maybe one more towards each speaker, so you got more of a stereo thing. Or you can do it mono. It's a great little trick, and it's really fun to do. And it's like you're capturing the air, and it's this is how you make your horn sound real. All right, cool. So we're up to number 3 then. Become an expert in that VI. So when I say expert in that VI, watch a bunch of YouTubes. Like if it's Kontakt, find out how do they use those real horns? What are the articulations? That's a big deal. And so what are they? You can be changing, because a player never plays all in one. It's like da 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 da. No, he might play the first note staccato, da, and then he might legato the others, da 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 da. So they're all different, and so this is a great little trick. You've got to know your VI. You've got to know all the little things you can do, all the articulations, everything that virtual instrument offers. There's so much there. Don't just go to a plugin and say, okay, brass, da 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 da, and then you've got like a 4-piece brass, and you're like, yep, that's it. It's not going to sound real. And so if you really want those instruments to sound real, you've got to do this. And so let's dive into the obviously the last one. Number 4 is use a real instrument. Now a lot of people can't. It's a budget thing, or maybe you don't play that instrument. Whatever the reason is, but if you can get a real instrument in the mix, and so what you do is you put let's just say maybe you can trade, maybe you're a guitarist and you can do a guitar track for your brass. This is the great thing about networking and collaboration. You find a buddy that does, or find somebody who does trumpets, and he's also in the same industry, and he needs guitars. Boom, done. That's great. You could say to him, hey, I'll do a guitar track for you if you can do a trumpet track for me. And so if you just get that one instrument, that one real instrument, and you put that and you mix that just a little higher, it tricks the ear. And so a music supervisor will be listening to your song, or somebody will listen to your song, and they'll be like, I think that's real, because your that one trumpet player is just a little bit louder than the others, and the others are kind of just underneath. All of a sudden, our ears think, these are real horns. These are real. This is a real brass. This is awesome, because it sounds really thick and really full, and you've just got that one, the one real player that's in there, and it's a great little trick that works so well to make your horns sound really real. So those are like 4 little great little tips for making your horn sound real big and really and real. So number 1, let's go over recap again. Number 1 is record 3 or 4 instances of that plugin. So in the comments, if you don't know if that means, drop a comment into the comments, because I'll help you out with that. I really, really want to help you. And so and then number 2 is record the air. So play it, hit it on solo and play it in the back. Set up a microphone. 2 microphones will be even better in the back, and create like a room kind of microphone of it, and it just will sound big. And and then you're capturing that air, which is so important. Number 3 is become an expert to your to that virtual instrument. Find out what it is, where are the articulations, what does it do, what have they put into that virtual instrument. And obviously the cheaper ones, the cheaper virtual instruments are you don't have as many bells and whistles, and obviously the more expensive ones, they go into all sorts of different articulation slides, trills, all sorts of different things. So all right, number 4 is get your buddy to record or hire a musician to do, even if it's just one take. Even if it's just one take, you come up with a brass arrangement, you send it to him, and he just does the trumpet on each one. Just does da 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 da, and maybe the next one is da 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 dum, da 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 dum, and he just goes through the whole track and just gives you one take of one good take of all the trumpet, and you mix that in just a little louder, and it's amazing. It's amazing what that one. Of course, that one's my favorite one, because it feels you actually have a real horn there. You have a real player, and you just mix it a little bit loud, and it tricks the ear into think that you got real horns on this album or this song. So, and of course, you're gonna need to be able to mix it. So, before we wrap up, I want to let you guys know that I'm offering a free PDF, like top mixing tips and the top 20 themes, the song themes that music supervisors want, and if you want to make an income or make a living out of doing this, you've got to get your music license. You've got to find out these opportunities. And of course, this is what I do full time. I'm doing this every day. This is my studio here, home studio. I get to work at home, cranking out songs and getting them into different TV shows. You can go ahead and look at my credits, over 1,000 different placements all over the place. I can't even keep up. There's just so much just happening. This is what I do. This is what I do all day long. And so I want to help you guys. That's why I'm offering a free PDF of the top 20 song themes that music supervisors are always looking for, and a bunch of mixing tips and some pop songwriting tips as well. So you can download that all for free. Just go to the secrets to musicsuccess.com, and the link is below. So I know it's a bit of a mouthful, so you can just click on that link and go there. And download that for your own self. Just download that. That's going to really, really help, I promise you. So awesome. Well, hopefully that's been helpful to you guys. I know it has. So these are tricks that I do all the time. So I will see you in the next one.